What is up, Team Happy and Fit? I am so excited that you are on. I have a fun announcement at the end of this Zoom, but before that, I want to just reiterate, we have a Secret Santa this month. Go ahead and get started by signing up, and then what I'll do is I will put all of the emails in a generator, and then you'll get your Secret Santa person, and you can do it however you want to do it. If you want to put your name on your gift or keep it a mystery, it's up to you. I'm going to put my name on the gift once I send it after, and then they get it and all those kinds of things. I can't wait to see Team Happy and Fit blow up with all of those fun, like, Secret Santa gifts. It's just a blast. And then two, my favorite things is happening on December 10th. You are more than welcome to market it. The only thing is they have to be a coach, and just simplify coaching. It is either a coach of self, coach of others, additional savings. That is what this is. The team is the ultimate goal. So you have two ways of joining, right? Regardless if it's my favorite things. You can join an accountability group, or you can be a coach of self or coach of others with additional savings where the most accountability happens. It's free to do it your first month. If you want to continue, there's a membership fee of $15.95 plus additional savings. Which option do people want to pick? Like, when you make it that simple, right? Like, this is the ultimate goal. And so I just encourage you with all of your interactions and conversations that that's just how it goes. It's very simple. So let's not overcomplicate this. And I feel like I have to keep saying that. As far of those, you guys are going for goals, let's simplify it. I talked about this on Saturday of why is this business so hard? Why will I never hit diamond? Why is Success Club so hard? Why is everyone saying no? Let's turn that. What will it feel like to hit diamond? Why do I love this team so much? Why have I gained a lot of friendship in this? Like, more people need to see this. It's just a question that you're asking yourself. And then actually the other day I was talking to Maddie. Maddie said that everyone's given up. Like, it's the end of the year. They're like, screw it, I'm going to wait till January 1st, which is totally foreign to how we all think here, right? Like, that's not how we think. We don't think perfectionism. My favorite holiday is honestly Thanksgiving. I love it. Like, it is so much fun. Football and food. Are you kidding? Like, and friends and family. Like, that's awesome. But this is going to be the 5th holiday season that it's a dud that I work out. We were talking about this the other day, that working out on vacation would never happen. And then it was kind of hard to get working out on vacation with starting with coaching. And then now it's just like a habit. I just do it. It would be weird to not, I don't know how to associate with you, Maddie, with a 5K like that. I can't comprehend with you right now. Like, not on the same level of you going to try to run a 5K, but I'll be cheering you on. But if you just think of it like that, like, oh, okay, got it. But let's reframe the questions that we have for ourselves. Why is this business so easy? I'm so grateful to have met so many wonderful people, and just own it. We've become better thinkers because of what we do, because women overcomplicate everything, and we also overcome a lot of challenges, right? Because of this process and because of this team, we're challenged all the time with comparison. How many of you are challenged with that? Maybe you're challenged like me of being jealous, right? Or envious or frustrated or stressed or overwhelmed is probably the #1 word I hear women say. I don't hear men saying that word a lot. Like, women like own the overwhelm, and they own the busy, and they own like the overworked. We own all these weird words and phrases that kind of take over our life. So because we've become better thinkers, we get to move past those setbacks quicker, right? Because of the personal development, because of the workouts, because of the lifestyle, we see adversity and we move past it quicker, and we also do something about it. I keep saying this, and I think this is something that we need to remind ourselves, is that the very excuse someone is giving you is what is your very reason to do it. Like, someone's telling you that they don't have a lot of money, but that's why you're working this business, because you don't want to think like that, right? Someone is telling you that it's not the right time, and then here you are trying to figure out your life because it's so busy, but working out makes you feel sane. It lessens the anxiety, right? So as you're thinking that, you've been able to move past things quicker. You've been able to create more solutions. Someone else's excuse is your reason to get it done. And then you turn it into a lesson, right? So when Maddie was telling me that everyone's quit and they're waiting for January 1st, and I said, but they haven't, because look at the team. If you look at the team, there's a lot of people that have not quit. Utilize that. And then I gave her this like profound advice. Like, it's going to rock your freaking world. I said, send a funny GIF when someone tells you something ridiculous. When someone tells you no, or someone gives you an excuse, or someone has ghosted you, send them a ridiculous GIF. It works. In Instagram, like, I'll be like, peeking through the blinds, like, what's up, girl? Did you see my message? Or like behind the tree, like, hey, just checking in, like, you there? Did you see? And it kind of just lessens the blow or their like awkwardness. And it makes me laugh every time. Honestly, like, give me a no, because I'm going to give you a face that's like this. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, it's not the right time. This is the right time. And then just kind of handling that and asking better questions. But that GIF is going to break the ice. It's going to be so fun. And you're going to look at these, like, give me a no, like, please, like, make my day. Go ahead and ghost me. Like, I dare you, because you don't even know what I'm about to find. Or if you haven't talked to someone in a while, the one with Forrest Gump where he's like waving on the boat. Oh, that one's awesome. I've been getting a lot of compliments on all the gifts that I've been sending to all the people who've been ignoring me. So you're welcome. Essentially, you're really welcome. And you're going to be really excited for all the no's that you get. And it's going to be awesome. And because of this journey, you feel more successful. Because of this journey, you level up. Because of this journey, you want to be an achiever. And I was thinking about that, where how come you guys start and finish programs? Doesn't it feel good? Like, you are constantly setting goals for yourself, not because you want an accolade or look at how many programs I've finished. That's not why you do it. You do it because it feels good to do good. It feels good to be an achiever. It feels good to set a goal and hit it. Like, it feels good to constantly do that. And I was thinking about how many people, Trina Gray said this, like, oh my gosh, like, she said it and I just was like, oh snap. Like, oh snap. She said, most people have goals, only have goals beyond it. Not a lot of people have goals beyond existence. And I was like, that sucks, but it's so true. Like, people are like, hey, do you want to go drinking with me all the time? Like, that's honestly their goal, is to like get like super drunk, or their goal is to binge watch. How many of you guys see statuses that say what's the next show I should binge watch? Like, that is their goal. That used to be my goal. My goal was living through other people, living through reality TV, living through numbing myself, watching so much TV, right? Where you like showing up, and by the way, 30 minutes of your day, now that we look at it, isn't that crazy. But the fact that you do that, and it's like, I'm on day 9 of 21-day fix. I don't even like the 21-day fix, and I'm on day 9, baby. I'm like, this is what's up. Like, I'm about to finish this, and I feel so proud, right? How many of you are feeling so proud of your progression? It feels good to be an achiever. And what's so cool about what we get to do is we constantly get to set personal bests. We get to continue to push and see. Maybe that for you right now is weight loss. Maybe you've lost 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds, and you still want to lose 20 more. Like, doesn't that feel good? Do you know what's the kicker? Someone said this the other day. They're like, Julianne, like, you lost 35 pounds and you've kept it off for 4 years. Like, that is amazing. And I thought about that and I was like, dang, like, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, it just kind of is. And how cool is that? That's like what we get to do, right? That we get to not just lose weight and whatever, but like we maintain it. Like, it doesn't insanely fluctuate. Like, yeah, you might gain 5 pounds here and there, but otherwise, like, you have a pretty consistent lifestyle. That's awesome. People wish for that. Someone made a post today. I think it was Kenzie. If you guys see her before and after, it's so good. It's in my Instagram stories. And she said, what a difference a year makes. And I think something in her post said this: if I could tell you could lose 30 pounds in 30 days, would you do it? However, you would still not feel confident and you wouldn't love yourself. I like saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't join this knowing that it would transform my mind. I didn't know, like, I had no idea that my transformation was so much more than a 35-pound weight loss, but it took me needing to lose that weight to realize, right, that I can do hard things and that, wow, this is actually a lifestyle that I want to continuously work on, which is amazing. So right now we're going to get out a paper and pen, and we are going to talk about goals that we have for the rest of this year. And what I want you to do is I want you to write a number 1, and then your question is this. And now this question doesn't, it can be anything. So I encourage you to write down 3 to 5 things. But the question is, what is a goal you have right now? Like, what is the goal that you have for yourself right now? So it could be something like finish a program. It could be something like lose 10 more pounds. It could be hit Success Club. It could be hit Diamond. It could be not even business related. So go ahead and write down what's a goal that you have for yourself right now. And then when you're done writing it, can you put it in the chat? Diamond and Success Club. Caitlin, I am rooting for you. His Success Club on my account and Diamond and Logan. Amanda, what does he need? Maintain 500 PV and Success Club. 2 emeralds. Jess, I have a question. Why is your goal 500 PV? This is good to know. 2 emeralds. Amanda, you can do this. Diamond and Success Club. 1 coach away. You can do it. I'm telling you, I think, Cody, you can do it. I've got you. So I did a call yesterday, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you guys, which one's easier for you? To join a challenge group or to join a business, a coaching team? How about you market your challenge groups, but every time they hear their option to join, it always leads to this team? Like, if you're talking about my favorite things, or you're talking about the coin challenge, that every single time they have exposure to, you can join an accountability group in just this one, or coach to self or coach to others, additional savings, the ultimate accountability, more access to me, and better results. Free to do it your first month, to join our community that changed my life. And if you want to continue it, it's a $15.95 membership fee. Like every single time you talk, because what is everyone's first goal, do you think, by joining you? In my opinion, I think it's to lose weight or clean up their nutrition habits or gain more energy. I don't think that they're looking to, like, I think they might be seeking community, but I don't think they realize and can fully grasp what this can do for them. I couldn't even grasp that. I just remember saying, I could be good at that. I could be good at that and figure it out. But I didn't realize what it would do for me. But what if every single time you are just talking about your challenge group, you are sharing before and afters, people are becoming interested, and every single time you give them more information, it always leads to the team. Every single time. And then they obviously still get in your challenge group, but don't you agree that someone who posts, Boise, she did her first workout yesterday, and the team completely supported her. Someone should go tag her and be like, Boise, did you get your second workout done today? Rooting for you, girl, right? That's what our team is about. It's the ultimate accountability. Exactly. So with Diamond and Emerald and 500 PV, keeping your 500 PV, losing 10 pounds, you frame it like this. How would it feel to hit that? Finish 21 Day Fix. Man, we have a lot of us that are doing 21 Day Fix together. It's kind of, I feel like we're in a awesome race with that. Hitting Success Club. Yes, Success Club is this. This was at church, and this is what I wrote down. Don't give your whole life to the approval of others. Don't give and live your whole life for the approval of others. The greatest win in life is having impact. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, dang, like, what we get to do is impact to the soul of people. What we get to do is so impactful. I don't think that's a word, but we're going to keep going with it. Like, it sounds good, right? But that's really what we get to do, and it's so amazing. And I love that we get to live authentically, and we get to work through this. I think some of us, including myself, still try to get the approval of others in some way, but I think we're onto something with this journey. Like, I think every time we have like a jealous moment or a comparison moment or whatever, comparing moment, like it kind of like guides us back to why we're really doing this. Wouldn't you agree with that? Thanks for sharing your goals with me of what you have goals for right now, and be honest about it. Like, what do you want right now? We don't do this often enough. Question number two. Question number two. Specifically, what do you need to do to make that happen? I love that, Maddie. Go, Matt. Specifically, what do you need to do to make that happen? If my goal for the team is elite, I need one PS coach to become diamond. Thankfully, I have a freaking kick booty team that they're like in. I want to do that, right? What do you specifically need to make happen for this goal to happen? So tangible. Keep going. Be more specific with this. 4 points and 1 emerald. Talk to 10 people per day. Invite every day. Yeah. And I mean, it's seriously, if you're serious about that, you make a list every day of 10 people and you send them this, right? You go, hey, Molly, I don't know if you saw, I have a group coming up for the end of this year and I would love more accountability. I would love for you to do this with me. And you send that to 10 people and you just do it. And then you send a really weird dancing GIF. And then it just helps. And then you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Like, you do some crazy thing, right? Need 2 emeralds and have 2 active coaches sending, and sending massive belief. Yep. And the thing that you can control, remember, control the controllable, influence the rest. Control the controllable and influence the rest. We can instill massive belief in people, but at the end of the day, it's their choice, right? And how you do that, right, is you controlling what you can control and how you show up and what you do. And then also, whatever your goals are, my biggest piece of advice to every single one of you on here is you cannot count on everybody to help you get there. It is going to require you to have the resilience to do it. I walk into Brittany Frost's house on Friday. She goes, man, like, some of you have heard this. I repeat myself. I'm my mom. She said, next year is going to be so awesome. Like, we have all of our premier points and next year is going to be just so great. Girl, I know you just didn't say that to me. Like, go get live on your team. What are you even thinking right now? Are you serious? You have 1 week to lock in 2 diamonds to help you guys be 2-star premier. I don't even want to hear about next year right now. Guess who's for sure 100%, I saw it today, is waking up at, as of right now, a 1-star diamond on Thursday. Qualify. She went from like 2 active coaches in her husband's account to having a diamond business since Friday. And then she has 3 coaches that are so close to diamond. So it's going to be a gamble in these next 48 hours, but either way, she freaking went for it because why? She just took action. She didn't talk about it. She didn't think about it. She just did it, right? And I was right there about to smack her right upside the head because I was like, I'm not going to be, and we worked on Friday. I was like, what do you need? Let me help you. Let's go. It was awesome. Specifically, what do you need to do to make this happen? So if you need 4 more points, what is that going to require of you? How many conversations is that going to require? And when you're adding these ridiculous gifts, you guys, you'll want to have more combos. Like, you will. Like, you'll just be like, this is so much fun. Like 80. Yeah, you got this. Okay, question number 3. What do I not need to do right now? Make graphics? Scroll? What do I need to not do right now? What does your ratio look like with checking into challengers to invites? What does your ratio look like to spending time on the team page and starting new conversations? What does your ratio look like? What do you need to not do right now in order to make that goal happen? Watch TV. That might be it, right? So glad we're having gut checks. What do I not need to do right now? What doesn't need to happen? Trina said this years ago. If you guys can find this National Wake Up Call, I listened to it way too many times. Not in a bad way, but like honestly, I remember I was at SC4 on October 31st, and I listened to this call, and I was like, I'm gonna hit that goal. And this was years ago. And she said, just because you can say yes to something doesn't mean that you should. So you can totally run like a Emerald internship, but just because you can do that doesn't mean that you should do that, right? I could run a diamond internship, but just because I can do that doesn't mean that I should do that. A lot of people are running a flash sale right now. Just because I could do that doesn't mean that I should do that right now. That's not aligning to what my goal is right now. And so that's not where my vision is. That will probably be in December for the team, right? So there's things that I have to ask myself. I could do it, but it doesn't align with what I'm trying to do. So just because you can say yes doesn't mean that you should say yes. That could be one-on-ones with your challengers right now. Are you spending more time with your challenge group? Or are you spending more time getting new blood? What do you need to not do right now? If you could tell me in the chat, that would be so great. Snoozing hard. Trina said plan for challenge groups in the future. Right now, that's not what she needs to be doing when she has certain things that she needs to be doing right now. And for some of you, it might be, I need to plan for my challenge group, right? Maybe for some of you, it's like, oh, I'm pouring too much into my challenge group. I don't even know what my next one is. You need to be focusing on what that next one is. Scrolling, sleep, Netflix. Yep, totally. You will feel so good. It's kind of like this. I was telling Brittany that it feels way better to just be done with your workout than to say I should work out. Apply that to your business. Like it feels so much better being like, man, I got those 80 conversations done versus I want to get those 80 conversations done. Right? Like instead of just talking about it, how about we be about it? Don't just talk about it, be about it. Maddie, it's going to continue to be a struggle because you think it's a struggle. Flip it. It's not a struggle. Why is inviting so easy? Why is inviting so fun? You're driving me crazy. I'm going to go to your house and like knock you upside the head and say, send more funny gifts. That's the golden nugget. Like that's really it. That's really what's going to keep changing your life. What else can I say, girl? No, it's not hard. This year is the best time for people to get in. Why? Because they on January 1st, baby, is going to be crazy. Your guys' businesses are about to blow up if you put in the work right now. My best month out of the last 4.5 years has always been February. Always. But I'm preparing for that now. People like consistency. All those people who keep telling all y'all no and are ghosting you, who's the consistent one in this? You. They're not. People say no to themselves all day long. Of course they're going to say no to you. It's way easier to say no to you. It's easy to invite. Why do I love inviting so much? People are ridiculous not saying yes to this. It's going to change their life. And then be that 8%. Follow the freak up. Follow up. 92% of people don't follow up after the 4th no. Once you make those invites, that goes on a list and they are going to hear from you until they say yes, because you don't quit. You're not annoying. They just are in a weird headspace right now. You're not pushing anything. They like that you're still believing in them, right? Because what you're inviting them to is so sacred. You're inviting them to this like sacred place that grew you and continues to grow you. You're not being weird about it. You're not being salesy. And if you are like that and if you are concerned about being pushy, you won't be pushy. Right? You're just like, girl, you gotta do this. That's a lot of my invites. Girl, you serious this time? When they like participate on my poll. Don't be playing with me this time. I like talk like that. I'm like, girl, you tell me no 500 times. You for real this time? Like, stop messing with me. I like talk like that, where it's like, whatever, I'll still be here, right? What are 5 names of people who want to get fit with you? Like, what are 5 names you could write down to ask others, right? Like, just keep thinking about that. And think about all the people who are following you on Instagram, our Facebook friends. Like, you have not talked to everybody. You're just too afraid to. How about we make it not being afraid? Someone said, Lindsay Thompson said, every invite I don't do is another time I have to tell my kid no. Every invite I don't send is something I have to say no to. I don't know about you guys. I would rather be rejected and ignored. Like, I would choose that and chase my dreams and like build something that I'm so massively proud of versus lean into these no's and rejections and be like, I'm the worst ever. I should just quit. I've lost 35 pounds. That's enough. Clearly, these people who have never done that before, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like that person who gives you advice that doesn't even do that. Like the person who's never built a business, the person who's never done a business with fitness and nutrition are the ones judging you. The people who are telling you no are the people that are maybe they haven't worked out in 2 years. Like, are you really gonna let that get in the way of your belief in this? No way. It's just reframing it. That's all. People always say no to themselves because people only think of themselves. And a lot of times people are so afraid of failing. They're so afraid that they won't stick with it. They're so afraid of giving up. You get to be that constant reminder that this time can be so different. And just tell them that. Okay, number 4. Ooh, I like this one. And remember, this doesn't have to be forever, okay? What additional time will you set aside that you can make this goal happen? What additional time will you set aside that you can make this goal happen? Actual time on the weekends. Yes. The really cool thing about working from home and from your phone, or like a lot of times Eric drives all the time and we've already made like a cool pact that it's okay for me to work on my phone while we're driving. Like that's just like I was like I would rather like hang out with you when we're out of the car and do whatever, but like in the car, is it cool that I'm on my phone working? He's like, yeah. So a lot of times all the time he drives and I literally work, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 hours. I work on my phone and we've established that that's cool. Plus he doesn't want to hear me talk the whole time anyway. He just laughed. It's true. So I want you to think about that. Lunch hours and waking up earlier on the weekends. Yeah, y'all should get on our Saturday chat. We don't really work like the business part of it, but I think it just like puts us in a mindset of like we love this and I'll get work done, but I don't work the whole day on Saturdays. I don't even work like half the day on Saturdays, but I get on the Saturday chat and I usually work out and then I do something, but I feel so productive because of it. Yay! I love that you love the Saturday chat. Did you guys know that it's been 2.5 years at 5 a.m. California time? And I never changed the time because that's how consistent I am, is that it was always at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I was like, I can't change that time on my crew. So us California peeps get up at 5 a.m. and we've been doing that for 2.5 years. And this Saturday chat has been around for over 3 years. Isn't that awesome? I don't feel like this is work. I feel like it's impact. I really enjoy showing. It's not a burden to me to show up for this. It's not, especially when I'm 2 feet in and doing the right activities. Yeah, it does. I agree. I just appreciate, yeah. I just want you guys to know this is the winning formula. What I just shared with you is the winning formula. What is your goal? What do you need to do to make it happen? What do I not need to do right now? And what time do I need to set aside? Or what do I need to set aside to make this work? And then you're going to make it happen. And you have to have the mindset of belief. Britt was like, Jillian, I can't believe how right you were that this is all mindset. It's all belief. Because I walked in and she was like, next year. She's like, it's been a tough week. And then I looked at her and I was like, oh, heck no. Like, get out of here. Like, go talk to your team. And they rallied. And she's like, this doesn't even make sense. What is happening? All these accounts are activating. All this stuff is happening. I'm like, and then I literally say, well, of course. Of course it is. Because when momentum breeds momentum, when you get a win, there's something so magical about that. There's something so magical about it. I just need you to know that you can do this and whatever it is. And I think the hardest part is looking at other people's paces or having a setback when you're going for a goal. This happens to me all the time. I set a goal and then shwam, something happens. I don't even know what sound I just made really, but what's even going on? I don't know. But like I will set a goal and then everything falls apart. And then I have to make a decision. Do I believe in this enough to press through this and to lean in and let this be my lesson? Remember, we're challenged all the time. But the cool part about this journey is that we turn it into a lesson, we move past it quicker, and I think we need to talk about it. Those are some of my greatest posts is like I struggle with jealousy. I struggle with not being where I want to be. I struggle with having setbacks. I struggle with not hitting a goal when I want to hit it. I struggle with people not believing in my goals as much as I do. Do you know how this team has been built? On a whole lot of faith when no one was around. It was just me for a really long time, and I would just jump on empty Zooms. And I think most people would have stopped doing that after the 10th empty Zoom. But I just kept leaning in and I just trusted and I just had belief. And I said, one day, Melanie Mitra, the top coach, she said this. She said she had a coach opportunity call. So excited, her first one, and she jumped on and no one got on. And she had a coach that was running it with her, and the coach was like, hey, like, should we jump off? And she's like, no, we're here. Let's record it. She ran into someone at the grocery store a day later and said, hey, I wasn't able to hop on. Do you have a recording from that opportunity call? Like, what? That is awesome. Like, that is what's up. What are your takeaways on this, or how can I help you with the goal that you have set? You can unmute or you can type in the comments.
How do you encourage inactive coaches to become active again? Per se, 3-day refresh or Shakeology or Energize and something else when they're just like in month 2 now of being inactive.
Yeah, it's so hard. I'm telling you guys, I think the hardest part of this journey is like your first 12 coaches. Like, it's really hard to get past your first 4. Like, once you get past 4, you're like, there's a light at the end of this freaking tunnel. And then, like, once you hit diamond, you're like, I just remember being like, I can't stop here. Like, I can't stop here. And it was just like a battle to get to that, right? I think just meeting them on their journey, like anytime someone's inactive, it's telling me that they've gotten off track. Anytime someone's inactive, they stopped drinking their Shaco or they have too much. If they have too much, they stop drinking it. And so I think my biggest thing is like reminding them of what their goals are and just saying, hey, like, you know, this is what you're doing, but my philosophy has always been this is where I'm going. I really want you to have this transformation. Like, I really want you to do this, and I'm going to continue to show up every day and do it. And I believe in you, and just kind of leave it as that. And so, you know, for me, for this favorite things, it's a requirement to be active in there. And there's no secret to that. I don't think that this team is just a credit card charge. I don't think that this team is just a $15.95 membership fee. There's so much more to this. I believe that this journey helps your body, helps your soul, helps your mind. It helps your heart. It helps so many things. And we have the tools to honestly be so healthy. Like, we have all of these tools to do that. And so, Maddie, if there's anything that you can control, it's new blood. Like, that is always my number one tip, because a lot of times what coaches do is there's this like freak out moment of like, I've got to be a leader to everybody and I need to like help them and be there for them. But the best thing you can do as a leader is show them how you're showing up instead of trying to get them to show up with you. And that is so hard. And that is something you learn with a lot of trials. That is something that you learn with a lot of frustration, and that's something that you learn. And so what I do, if you guys have not noticed, I'm very strategic, and not in a trickery kind of way, but very strategic in the way that I want to show up for all of you. I show up with mindset. How many of you see me, dude, Carrie, when you posted like on Saturday and you beat me to it, I was so freaking proud. Did you guys see that? Who got it done today? Like, I was like modeling exactly what all leaders should be doing, because I show up. I would hope that if you guys were to hang out with me, that I would be the same on Happy and Fit as in person. So what I do with all of you is like, I just show up. So I'm not checking in with everybody to see like, hey, are you active? Are you doing this? If someone is inactive, I send them a message. I'll be like, hey girl, how's your journey going? They'll be like, good, surface level stuff, right? And you're like, well, how come you're inactive? Like, did you stop drinking Shaco? Like, what's going on? And then also, I think clarity breeds confidence, right? And competence. I think those things. So I always think people think Shakeology is just Shakeology, but when you really start to study it, I'll share a lot of Shaco facts. I don't know if you guys see this on my Instagram stories, but I'll share that and I'm like blown away. I'll just do a superfood highlight. I'll pick one ingredient from Shaco and I'll be like, why is not everybody drinking this? Like, everyone's looking like, I'll see this on social media where it's like, hey, I'm looking for a cheap drink to shake or to drink. Oh my gosh. I'm looking for, words are hard. I'm looking for a cheap shake to drink. And I'm like, dude, go get an Oreo McFlurry. Like, you looking for a cheap shake, that's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like that value, what we have does not cheapen the value of what we have. I think it's a cheap shake what we have, but it's not a cheapened value. And the reason I think it's a cheap shake is because of how it's made and because of what's in it. So that's a long-winded answer, Maddie, but I also think just being like, doing more research on why you love Shaco and why you are active. If I'm not mistaken, you inactive a lot of times when you were a discount coach. Am I right? No? Did you go inactive a couple times? Am I making this up? I don't know. I could be thinking of someone else. I'm like a ninja, by the way. Like, so I could be wrong in this sense, but I just like have like this like weird memory of stuff. But just even sharing, like, I didn't realize the value of this. Or it could even go to like, this is why I love it. This is what it's done for me. Every time someone sees a before and after, I'm like, you know, that's not just with fitness, right? Like, that's something, like, do we all know that? Are you guys telling your people that when they see your before and after and they're like, can I just get bod? I'll be like, you know, like, my results aren't just from that, right? When you see these before and afters, it's the whole package. And so I would talk to them about that. But my biggest tip, new blood, new blood, new conversations, keep moving. I'm going here. I want you to come with me. If you're going to get in my group and be in this for accountability, require that your coaches need to be active. I don't think active is a bad thing. The cool thing about this is that if people just want to pay $15.95, I don't get it, but go ahead, like do it. But like, I believe so much in these products that I know what it'll do for you. Maddie, sorry, I unintentionally put you on blast and it wasn't even real. Well, I was going to say, if you were ever inactive, talk to your coaches about that. Be like, man, I was inactive for this long because I didn't know, but that's where I was going to go with that. I wasn't trying to get mad at you or anything like that. There's literally zero emotions tied to that. Any other questions?
I have a quick question.
What's
so
that?
When you get new blood, how much do you like connect with them? Because I had a coach sign up, I don't know, at the end of last month. I did like a new coach Zoom with her and just kind of like showed her how to access VOD, like asked her what her goals were, if she wanted to help people or like where she was going with that. And then I also send emails out every single week to all of my challengers and coaches. And she was going on vacation, so like I didn't really bother her for a week because I knew she was gone. And now I just got an email yesterday that she canceled, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, was I not connecting with her as much as I should? Or like, I'm just wondering what drove that. I tried messaging her, but she didn't answer yet, so we'll see.
Send a funny GIF. I'm just kidding. It happens. It just happens. Like, I think for me, my process of that is my number one goal with anyone who joins me is to get them a transformation. Like, my number one goal, and that doesn't always mean weight loss, but like my number one goal is to help them with their self-care. And so how I do that is I check in with them. I give them shout outs, texting. I do like a weekly email. But I also think like my journey of showing up is enough. And then as far as doing more with the business, like I think I'm just like, man, you're showing up, like you need to give this gift to someone else is kind of how I organically do it. And it's true. I really believe that. I just think like, man, if I wouldn't have talked about it with people, we wouldn't be here. And so many of your transformations just blow me away and they make me want to cry, like knowing what this journey has done for all of you. If it's reduced anxiety, depression, if it's allowed you to lose 30 pounds, if it's allowed you to be a more present mom, whatever, like that literally brings me to tears to think about that. But the coach cancellations sting every time. It's not, it's like you can, like there's less of a sting now for me, but in the beginning you just question yourself. But if there's anything that you need to know, like Kaylin, you are so faithful to this journey and you are so, it's done so much for you, and that just needs to be enough. And it's a bummer when people don't see that. And I think like for me, like, yeah, I've word vomited or this or that, but you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. And sometimes we have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. We have no idea the stress. We have no idea if there was a breakup. We have no idea if it's a spouse related thing. We have no idea if it's a job thing. We don't know if they went into a lot of debt. Like there's just so much we don't know and that people won't be willing to share. And we kind of are like, what happened? Like, what did I do? Right. But I just think about like, all you did was love on this person and just had belief in them. And so a coach cancellation always stings. And I never want any of you to have an unrealistic expectation of what it takes. It takes resilience. It takes like heart and armor. It takes just choosing to send another invite as soon as you get a cancellation. It's helping someone else get started with this team when you feel like everything's falling apart, because here you are with this big goal and then that happens and then you start to question, can I do it? Wrong question. I will do it, and it's going to feel even more better because I didn't quit when that person did. Like you just start to reframe it, but it always stings, girl. So my process is self-care first, and then I encourage them, but also like the more people you help in this journey, the more confident you'll become with that process. That I know Happy and Fit is enough, but I also show up every day in there. Like, it's just depending on where you're showing up every day. And I'm like, that's enough. That's a really great question. How many of you have ever gotten a coach cancellation and it's just like, man, yeah, it's just not fun. Like, this journey has valleys and peaks, and it seems like it happens one day. It's like the best day ever of my coaching time, and then the next day, this is the worst day, like right back to back. But then when you're at that worst day, you know there's a peak coming. It's a roller coaster, but it's so fun. Yeah, it's hard. Great question. And I just think continuing to pour belief into each other, and if there's any piece of advice that I can give you guys, is through rejection, ghosting, and cancellations, you got to keep showing up to the team and on these calls. Like, you have to stay here because it's normal to have all that stuff happen. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will. I wish that that wasn't true, but that's kind of what builds the grit, is when you stay connected to this tribe, you start to not feel alone. Did you guys know that, I think it's Brene Brown, that the number one worst feeling of women is feeling alone? Feeling alone in their emotions, feeling alone in their trauma, feeling alone in their house, feeling alone in their thought process, like just feeling alone. And we have got to stay connected to this tribe. Everyone who has quit didn't stay connected to the tribe. Everyone. I've never seen people jump on Zooms and they're like, this sucks, I'm out. It's been quite the opposite. It's like, man, I needed that. Whoa, I've been off the grid for a little bit, I'm coming back. Or I love this. Like, it's just been a totally different thing. So another piece of advice is get your coaches on these calls. But in order to do that, don't ever expect anything that you wouldn't do yourself. If you expect coaches to be on these, you need to be on them. That's just kind of my philosophy. It doesn't have to be like this one. That's how I'm like this one. But I'm just saying in general, like wherever I always say this, like to coaches that are leading teams, where it's like, where are you plugging into mentorship? Because you're mentoring all day long, or you're mentoring and, doing all this stuff. Like, where are you getting fed? Great question. Any other questions? Yeah, I don't know why, and it could be the holidays too. And I think that there's just so much scarcity, and I just wish people saw the potential in this. Like, I wish they didn't hit pause on their health because of like a gift that their kid is only going to use for a month. Like, I really just wish that like people wouldn't put it on pause, like their journey at this time of the year. And that's why we have to keep showing up.